What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the Long Island Parks or LAparks.com YouTube channel, or if you're watching this on something else like Facebook or TikTok or something like that. I got some notes here because I want to make sure I'm accurate, which is what we do on this channel. So I am actually here at the Shell gas station in Yaphank, New York. If you've been watching or if you're a fan of any of my socials, you'll know that I did a drone video of this recently. I did a couple of shout outs about how this was built in 1937. And yeah, so we're going to take a look at the gas station and go over a couple of things, because some of you had some questions and was a little concerned or didn't really realize that this was actually part of the Suffolk County Police Museum as well. There's not that much information online, so I had to dig in through a bunch of historical newspapers to get the information on the gas station. So I definitely wanted to go through some of those. So this gas station is located right here on Main Street in Yaphank. As I said before, it was in Yaphank. So the gas station is located on Main Street here, and that's actually Yaphank Avenue. What's kind of interesting about this is when this was built, this was actually built before the Long Island Expressway was built as well. So this was kind of like more of a central hub for the area, since this was their main street was basically a main road going through. It went down to Floyd, which was actually before Floyd was built as well. This stood, but it went down to Shirley area. You know, Shirley wasn't even built. So really this was used as, it could have been like a main road basically to Camp Upton, to Manorville, which would be like South Manor, North Manor, West Manor, East Manor, roads out to Riverhead and stuff like that. So this would be a main road going through as well. So definitely a central hub. Now it's, as you can see, it's still busy because a lot of cars do come in and out, but it's not as busy as it would be if the Long Island Expressway was never built and people would still go through here. I'm pretty sure this would actually still be an active gas station if the LIE was never built, and this was just, you know, it's Yaphank as a small little town, if it kept its nice little charm that way. Here we still have a bunch of historic buildings as well as landmarks. That's right here. We have a house right behind the camera. I believe that's a historic house. On the other side of this is a historic house, and there's actually a bunch of historical houses over there. The church, that stuff is still around. They're all occupied and used. This is really the only, I guess you would say, building that has kind of been dormant as much, since the police department does not seem to be coming around as much to clean it up like they used to. These are all restored pumps from the era from when this was an actual Shell gas station. I believe they were located in Pennsylvania, according to the police museum, some of the articles and stuff like that I've read online regarding it. The gas station itself was actually, I believe, built in 1937, which is when it was actually finalized, built, and opened. This was basically a central hub for the area. So what's kind of interesting is, according to the Mid-Island Mail, they had like this whole shindig, basically, the grand opening. There was about 150 people that attended. There was music that was furnished by the Three Pals, Arthur Engelbach, Fred Steer, and John Snazzy. I'm sorry if I murdered that. And then there was John Daubrey, who was playing an accordion. They had refreshments, they had cake, coffee, sandwiches, stuff like that. They did a bunch of dancing here. Apparently it was like this whole thing that celebrated the grand opening of the Yaphank Garage back in 1937. That was apparently in April, according to that Mid-Island Mail. So it was opened by Herman Earnsworth. They were also co-owned, proprietor, I believe, was Mr. Sheridan. So yeah, they both opened up the garage. They were both mechanics. They worked on cars. They sold gas here. There's a couple of articles that I have here, which I can link on my website, liparks.com. I'll do like a whole little rundown, a little bit more for you. And It'll go through basically the dates for you. The Yaphank Garage was eventually sold in November 1957. It was quoted in the Patchogue Advance that the Yaphank Garage on the corner of Main Street and Yaphank Avenue, jointly owned by Jack Sheridan and Herman Ernworth, has been sold to Henry Schubel of West Babylon, and Wesley Notchman of Hicksville. Mr. Sheridan and Mr. Ernworth were retiring from the business at that point. The gas station was actually changed from the Yaphank Garage, which is what it's actually known for now, and where we have the original signs and stuff like that, the original paint job and whatnot. It was actually changed from that to the Yaphank Service Center, Inc., or Incorporated. It was noted that Henry would be taking care of the service, while Wesley would be the mechanic of the service center. After that, honestly, the news kind of dries up. There's not that much left in regards to newspapers from the era that I could locate. If you have any information, I would love to hear it. I'd like to do another video, or I'll update my records or whatever through my website. I just know that John Sheridan, who was the original owner of the gas station, he did pass away in 1969, which gives us a little bit of a obituary of Mr. Sheridan. He passed away on Park Street. He was actually born in Flushing. He was a resident of Yaphank since 1929. He was a Navy veteran of World War I when he, back in his day. But that's about it. So something that's interesting about this garage is that the Yaphank Garage, when it was a garage and when it was a service center, did actually provide towing. So the tow truck does resemble something that would be from that era. This is actually, honestly, a really cool tow truck. Kind of surprised that it's the way it is, since it used to be in good shape. I know from my dad actually speaking with one of the caretakers of the Yaphank Garage that this actually ran. I don't know if it does anymore. It probably doesn't. It's been sitting here for quite some time. But yeah, the tow truck is still here. It's a Dodge tow truck. It's era specific. Something that I've mentioned in my in the reel that you may have seen, the Facebook, YouTube short, whatever it's called. There is a mannequin that's just chilling there in this original office for the gas station, which is really cool. This is the machine shop, which you can actually see here. It's labeled machine shop. They have era-specific, accurate stuff in the window. There used to be a dog. I wonder what happened to him. He used to be on that counter, I want to say, the counter that's right there. So I don't know what happened to him. But this is a little bit of an overview. The Yaphank Garage is closed. I haven't seen anyone here in a while, but you can actually get kind of close to it. You can probably see a little bit inside. And there you go. There's actually a old Suffolk County police car. Can't really see it. There you go. You can actually see it there. That's a old police car from the Suffolk County Police Department. The garage actually goes back pretty far. There's a bunch of police stuff in here because this is, like I mentioned before, part of the Suffolk County Police Department. It's part of their museum. There's, I believe there's the motorcycles. Nope, you see there's the old cars there. There's another old Brookhaven police cruiser that's in there as well. It looks like it's an actual shop still, so they do some work here. All right, so you're probably wondering why this is part of the Suffolk County Police Museum, right? Something that I found out, which actually wasn't in the newspapers that I've been searching through. I found it through a different source. This was actually part of the Suffolk County Police Department at one point. This is where they would service their vehicles. So back before the Suffolk County Police Department had a garage right here in Yaphank, they would actually use this garage right here to service their vehicles. So as you could see, the garage itself, you could fit, looks like about 2 or 3 side by side of the old style vehicles back in the day. You could probably fit 4 total in here. At one point, the Suffolk County Police Department really wasn't that large of a police department, right? Since all the towns had their own police departments. You had, Smithtown had their own police department, Islip had its own, Riverhead, which still has its own, the Hamptons, even Brookhaven, right? Brookhaven had its own police department, which actually one of the vehicles in here represents, I believe. But yeah, they had their own police department. So when Suffolk County Police Department was created, which I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole with you, but when Suffolk County Police Department was created, they didn't really have a central location, right? They were based out of Hauppauge originally. The Denison building, I believe, was actually supposed to be their headquarters at one point. They were placed here in Yaphank, where we have now their current headquarters. Don't know how else to go. The Yaphank Garage and Yaphank headquarters facility wasn't built yet, so they really didn't have, this huge facility. It wasn't this ginormous police force that it is right now. So they had to repair their vehicle somewhere. This is one of the spots that they did do that. I don't know if they did it in other spots. I wasn't able to really locate that information just yet, but I do know that this was actually used by the police department. At some point they acquired it or they were leasing it for that vehicle maintenance, which is why now it's under the Suffolk County Police Department, right? So the Suffolk County Police Department did do I believe it was a bunch of the volunteers of retired police officers that did a majority of the work to do the restoration for this garage. They did a phenomenal job. I honestly don't know what's happened because the grounds are definitely, they're overgrown. I'm looking at the fence right now that's actually behind the camera. It's starting to show its decay, I guess you would say. There used to be a fence over there as well, so you weren't able to really drive up here and then park in front of here. Yeah, you might have been able to at one point, and then you would have to back out because in reality the driveway kind of goes out and then it goes around to where my car is right now, and then it goes out of another entrance over there, whereas right now you can kind of just pop out right here. So yeah, this is now currently under Suffolk County Police Department. I know I'm kind of telling on that. I did just recently read that they are looking to redo the bathrooms though, so it looks like they are still trying to maintain this garage, which is great. I'm really hoping that the museum continues its work. Based off of looking inside of the garage, I do see here that it looks like they are still working on some of the vehicles. I've seen those cars out on parades and stuff like that. I saw a hood popped, so it looks like there's actual mechanic work going on still here. I just never see anyone here, unfortunately. So if you do have information on when this is open, or if I could take a tour, or if there are tours by appointment and have that contact information, that would be great. Share it in the comments, or if you don't want to share it in the comments, just go ahead and send me a private message, or you can always go to liparks.com. Click on contact and you can email me there if you want to privately message me or privately email me that information.